So that being the case, I'm going to jump right in. How did it go with that May listing? Did you promise them that listing? What was the scoop with how that listing started and ended?
Yeah, that was a really fun video to make for sure. So when we met with this seller, I interviewed against 4 other realtors, none of them with Coldwell Banker, all different companies, the best of the best, but we all know who got the listing. And we have 3 different commission packages that our clients get to choose from. And in the end, they chose our music video package that we decided to do for the seller. And I remember when we got the listing, we're just like, how are we gonna outshine? Like, how are we gonna market this video in a special way? And I was thinking about it for 2 weeks. Nothing was coming to me. I couldn't think of anything. And this was like the end of April. And everybody knows what happens at the end of April, right? Justin Timberlake starts popping up on our feed saying, it's gonna be May, it's gonna be May. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, this house is on May Avenue. It's about to be May. This listing is going to go live in May. Let's go do the damn thing and make this music video. So
awesome.
Yeah,
and how did it go? Did you get it sold? What happened with that?
Yeah, so man, it was a really cool one. So I mean, it kind of blew up more than we thought it was going to blow up. We put in a lot of time and effort into it. Basically what happened is opening, I would say within the first 5 days, we had about 600,000 views on it. A lot of people were liking it, sharing it, tagging their realtors, tagging their friends. You know, everybody in Chula Vista knew that house. It was probably the most famous house in Chula Vista at that time. And opening weekend, we had a big open house. We had a taco food cart. We had everything. We had the big meme sign in there. We just made it a really big fun event. I played it on the big screen at the house. Just kind of created that artificial excitement towards the house. Well, not artificial because it's real, but we made everyone feel the excitement of it. And in the end, we got 14 offers on the property. The highest property to ever sell in that exact neighborhood was $990,000. And we just closed escrow 2 days ago at 1.188. Yeah.
Nice. So you know, I was just going to talk about video with Anthony, but as we started talking about it and talking about his past, like, can you just give like a real quick view of how you got into real estate and how you kind of discovered the importance of authenticity?
Yes. So, you know, to take a long story and make it really short, I remember when I first started, I was 24 years old. I'm 33 now, so I'm almost 9 years in the business now. Holy moly. And I remember I was desperate. You know, my wife and I, we graduated college, couldn't get, you know, real jobs. And so we're like, what are we going to do? I remember signing up on Groupon to go teach English in Korea. We were just trying to find something to do. Anyways, you know, 9 months before the wedding, we didn't have a lot of money. We had this big 200-person wedding. And we only had like $3,000 in our account. And it was like, either we save this for a wedding that's coming up, or we invest it into becoming real estate agents, go all in, and just make it happen. And so, you know, long story short, it was September 2013. We said, you know, we're going all in. I got my license in September. We spent all of our money to get licensed, so I had $0 in my bank account. And then our wedding was in April, and I just did the damn thing. You know, I did open houses 5 days a week. I remember we didn't have enough money for a professional photo shoot or business cards, so I always tell everybody that I didn't even own a suit at the time, so my wife took a picture of me and edited my head on somebody else's body that had a suit, and that worked out pretty well. And then I had, you know, those perforated business cards, and I was just talking to people, doing everything that I could to just make it. And so, you know, I'm proud to share that, you know, 2 weeks before our wedding, we closed enough transactions to pay off our wedding all cash. We went on 3 honeymoons, and it was just the excitement that got my career off to a great start. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so Anthony, to me this is really funny. So Anthony thought that he had to fit in a certain mold, right? When you first started. Do you mind sharing that story?
Yeah. So, you know, everybody knows the statistics. What's the average person like in real estate? You know, it's either, you know, 50 or 60, white male, white female. You know, there's that stereotype. And what am I? I'm a young, brown guy with a high voice. And I was like, how am I going to fit into this world? And so for the first 3 months of my business, I was just doing whatever I could to emulate what I thought a real estate agent was. So my voicemail was like, hello, you have reached Anthony Manzon, real estate agent, blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't converting. Like, nobody was connecting with who I was. They didn't know who I was. And I'll never forget it. When I was looking for an open house to hold open, I called an agent. He didn't answer. But the most impactful thing that happened was I heard his voicemail. And I don't know about you, but voicemails very rarely change your life. But this one did. And his voicemail was just, it was so cool. It was, hey, you've reached the voicemail of Steve Cazell. That's his actual name, and I told him this story. You've reached the voicemail of Steve Cazell. Thank you so much for calling me. I appreciate you reaching me out, and so sorry I missed your call. And after I heard that voicemail, I was just like, man, this is how he represents himself in real estate. You know, he's fun, he's energetic. I never met the guy, never even talked to him, but like, how can I be myself in this world of real estate? And after I started to really embrace who I was and what I can bring to the table, that's when I started to attract the right crowds and I started to reflect the wrong crowds. And so, you know, after that, I started thinking, how am I going to attract business? Who am I going to be? Who are these people that would like to work with somebody like me? And in the end, it became my personality, my brand. You know, real estate, what I always say, it's a lifestyle. You know, it's not a job that you just turn on and turn off. When you're at another job, you're like, oh, I'm in the office, so I'm this person. And then when I'm not in the office, I'm this person. No, real estate's a lifestyle. You know, you might be at the grocery store and a client walks up to you or a prospect says, hey, I'm looking to sell my house. Like, it's a lifestyle. So you have to become who you are at the highest level to really make this real estate journey that we're all on right now as enjoyable as possible.
And that ties into two things, because he was telling me, you know, he's like, I didn't want to have like the stereotypical 50-year-old white male voicemail. And I'm like, wait, I'm a white male and I'm 50. So I pulled out my phone and it's like, I listened to it, you know, and it's like, hi, you've reached Chuck Whitehead's call. I'm like, God damn it, that's me. So, but it's really funny. But one of the things that he said is, now, for those of you guys that don't know, Anthony was a professional breakdancer before he got into this business. That's his background. So when you see him doing, it's gotta be, you know, all that stuff, I wasn't, okay? But so that was his background. So I was talking to him on the phone and I said, you know, for most of us out here, you know, we weren't professional, you know, breakdancers. So what about the person that's just getting back into the business? The kids are just old enough, you know, they're just ready to go. They don't have the video crew. They don't have all that stuff. But you had mentioned something about authenticity. What do you think those people should do?
Yeah, so, you know, what I always say is that, you know, you can't change your past, you know, but you can change how you perceive your past, right? And so real estate was actually my first job ever. You know, like I said, I was a dancer for 10 years before I got into real estate. Never made more than, I don't know, $3,000 in a year. And so I didn't, you know, you get to choose your story. You know, that's the cool part about real estate is, you know, whatever your past is, you get to choose how you perceive it, and you use that to motivate you to get to the next level. And so for everybody that maybe doesn't have a past of dancing, you know, some people can perceive that as like, oh, I'm just a dance teacher getting into real estate, selling houses. I don't own any house, and I'm living with my mom. Or you can perceive it as like, dang, I worked my way up in here. I did the thing when I was dancing. I'm going to do the best that I can as a real estate agent now. And so, you know, the best advice I would give people is that, you know, everybody has a different past. You know, you can't change it, but you can change your perception of it. And so change your perception, use that past to fuel you, push you forward, make it in this market, go tear it up, and you can create the future that you want to create. And so if your past is, you know, I used to be a motorcycle collector, or I used to do martial arts in the past, like, you can take anything that you're passionate about and incorporate it into real estate. You know, I gave an example to somebody and they said, I love to do hikes. And I was like, how cool would it be if you built your business in a prospecting way where you hosted, I don't know, weekly hikes around San Diego to give people tours about what it's like to live in San Diego. There's no right or wrong way to prospect. You don't have to cold call. You don't have to do open houses. Those are ways to find clients, but there's no wrong way to find a client. And so if you want to build a community around things that you like to do or that you're passionate about, that's just going to make your journey so much more exciting and so much more meaningful versus, you know, when we have the conversations with agents and it's like, oh, my favorite part is giving keys to the client. And that's great, but if everything up to that sucks, then this is not going to be a fun journey for you, right? So you got to find ways to enjoy the entire journey. And I just found the fun way for me to find clients is doing things that I'm passionate about. And that's, you know, making videos or dance videos. I love fantasy football, so I made a Team Manzon Fantasy Football League where all of our clients are in. What else do we do? We do client appreciation events at my own house. So I have a big movie screen that I put up. I invite all the clients over. They park their kids in front of the movie screen. The adults get to have fun and hang out. And so, you know, there's no right or wrong way to build your business. You just have to choose the way that fulfills you, gets you excited, makes you excited to go around and talk to people. And you're going to build a big business that's going to get you excited for the long run.
So what do you guys think of that info? Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so just because Lance took up all your time, what?
Lance Bass?
No, yeah, no, him too.
Oh, okay.
No, that's no Lance Bass. Just kidding, dude. You're great, Lance. All right, so, but anyways, what's next for Team Manzon? Like how are you going to, what are you going to adjust? What kind of moves are you going to make? How are you going to charge into the next?
Yeah, great question.
chapter?
You know, I think when I think about that question, I think about like, what is my mission in real estate? Like, why am I up here? To be honest, I'm not up here to, sell houses or attract clients. Like, that's not why I'm in real estate. I think the reason why now I'm in real estate now is because, I come from a unique background where, I went all in right before the wedding. I didn't look like the typical realtor. I didn't have the background of a typical realtor. I'm not a numbers guy. I'm not any of that stuff, but I use that to motivate me. And, I'll never forget the sit down I had with the person that recruited me into real estate. And I'm the type of person that gets into things and I kind of quit early. And this person, I'll never forget, I was super desperate to make money, to be able to have this wedding. And she said, our rookie of the year last year made $120,000 their first year in the business. And I was like, oh my God, I never made more than 3,000. That's like 1,000% higher. So like, you know what, I'm gonna go do this. And so, through my efforts and hard work, I got Rookie of the Year my first year in the business, which was so inspiring and pumped. I got me all pumped, and then the next year I got 30 under 30. And I just realized like, the way I was inspired by that person, I want to inspire other people as well. And so, this is actually my first time like on the big stage. So this is like a big dream come true for me, which I'm so grateful for. Yeah, it's so cool. And, I think that I want to keep inspiring people, and I realize real estate is my vehicle to continue to inspire people. And so I'm going to keep using real estate through selling properties, helping buyers, helping sellers, helping agents, just discover who they truly are, inspire them to create like an empowering path for them to build this life by design, fulfillment, and just enjoy the life that we have. Because life is short, of course. Real estate is short. I don't think anyone could sell houses forever, so we might as well enjoy the journey as much as we can. So in a long-winded answer to make it short, I'm just going to keep inspiring people by being the highest version of myself, and I'm going to attract the right people. I'm going to reflect the wrong people, and that's cool because that's how I want to do my business anyways. I got a lot of support for that video, which is so cool, and I got a lot of hate for that video too, and that's okay because I didn't want to work with that person anyways. But the value is that if you put out who you are, they're going to self-select them out. They're going to self-select themselves out, right? Versus you having to have the consultation, show them property, and then all of a sudden you realize this is not the type of client you want to attract anyways. And it's just, you get to filter them out before they even get to you by being the highest version of yourself on camera. Camera, like you said, it's your personality, it's your voice. I remember when I was a kid, and I'll share this because I'm sure we all have insecurities, is that I was really shy when I was a kid. Why? Because I have a pretty high voice. I still, in the drive-thrus, they call me ma'am sometimes. And that's a true story. And that was like why I was self-conscious. I didn't raise my hand in class. I didn't talk. And when I realized that I, want to embrace who I am and just be myself at the highest level, then like people love you for who you are that want to be around you. And if they don't want to be around you, like that's cool too. That's their choice. That's their past. That's their perception. The only thing you can control, like what everybody says here, is what's inside of you. There's two different worlds. There's the inside world and the outside world. The only one that you control is the inside world. You don't control how people perceive what you say or how they drive on the road or how they respond to you. The only thing you control is how you perceive it, what your thoughts are, how you show up, how you set yourself up for success, how you get in the zone. Those are the things that you control. So as long as you do those things at a high level, then it doesn't matter what happens in the outside world. It doesn't matter what's happening in the shift. You just have to control what you have inside, and then your perception is going to grow yourself, and you're going to create your own success.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So in the interest of time, that's what we got.
Dude, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Manzon. We got one more video for you.